Hi everyone and welcome back to another update of Allotment Days, and it's an exciting start to the upload today, for me anyway. This is the real start of summer for me, when the first tomatoes start to ripen. And these are the Sun Gold. It's got the best position in the top greenhouse, gets full sun, and the first truss is well on its way to ripening, as you can see. And the one at the top there, I'll just show you that one. And we'll take that one off. That one is the very first one of the season, and remarkably it's always on the 3rd or the 4th of July. So I'm going to try that for you now, and I'll let you know what it tastes like. Sound effects included. And it's absolutely delicious. Seriously sweet, really nice. As I say, it's got the best position. I try not to overwater the plants as well, and that helps. But what a start to the day. First Sun Gold. Got some red ones behind me, some cherries, they'll be ripening up soon as well. They're starting to turn a little bit yellowy, limey green. They'll not be long either. But I'm off outside now to pick the first kohlrabi. And we're going to have those with a stir fry tonight. We're on the no-dig allotment, that's the top of the 4, and just looking here in the brassica bed. It's only a tiny bed, well I say tiny, it's 10 foot by 5 foot, but you can't put much in a bed of that size when it comes to brassicas. But that's the first greyhound cabbage, that's good to go. That'll be the first one that we enjoy this coming weekend. But down here, I just pull the net back. You'll see that's the light's not brilliant, but that's the first kohlrabi. I'll put my hand at the side. You can see it's ready to take. It's not quite tennis ball size, but that'll do nicely. It's going to go in a stir fry. The next one is not quite ready. There's one there as well, and a slug's had a nibble at that one, so I might take these two. So we'll take those, and I'm sure they'll be lovely. Hi everyone, it's Wednesday the 5th of July. I've had my tea and I've come back down to upend a pot of potatoes. This potato plant's seen better days, hasn't it? It don't look too clever. I don't think it's blight, I think it's just died back. There's no black on it. This is a pink fir, so it's actually a main crop potato. It did sort of die back quite early last year as well. Now, I've just got the one pot, and they're the little sort of rat-shaped potatoes, a bit like the ratter that Nick revealed on Nick's allotment a few weeks back. Not certain how many there are going to be. It looks quite dry, the compost, although I have been watering it quite regularly. You just leave them one day and they dry out. So I'll get this upended, I'll take the tops off, and then we'll have a fertile around and see what's inside. Just upended the pot and just teased away some of the compost at the side, and looks like there are going to be quite a few. They are small, and they tend to be, and this is a little bit like a cross section really, like the anatomy of a potato reveal pot. I always put a bit of manure at the bottom of the pots to keep them moist, but I don't know if you can see slugs. There are 2 or 3 slugs down at the bottom there, appear to be quite at home. I can see one up on the top there as well. It does keep them quite moist. The top of the pot, if you remember, looks really dry, but when you look at that, that's still moist. Loose but moist, it's not completely dry. And there are the potatoes. Little pink bit on the bottom, but they appear to be okay. So I'll break this up and we'll start and look at just how many we've got. Now this could be very boring, as anybody knows that's emptied a pot of pink fir. They take forever to collect because there are so many of them. But these are just sat here like little gold nuggets, just pop them in the tray at the side. I've no tripod on me, so you'll just have to bear with me. I'm holding the camera with my left hand and picking with my right. That's I thought it was a seed potato, but it's not. And I'm trying to be quick. We're already getting there, aren't we? Got quite a few. Some fairly decent sized ones as well, because last year they were all really tiny. They were all like that. But I think I may have planted them earlier this year, and they might have kept the tops for a week or two longer as well. Okay, look, there's loads of them. See a green one. Get rid of that. Still coming. Some big ones down there. Some hidden down here as well. How we're looking so far. Quite a few. But I don't think we're finished just yet. And the other thing about these is you need to make sure you find them all, because there tend to be lots of little ones. Because when I finish with this, I might upend another pot as well. The compost that's left is going to go on one of the smaller raised beds on the no-dig allotment. It's the bed that I've just taken the elephant garlic out of, and the plan is, as I say, to top dress it with this spent compost, and then I'm going to plant some dwarf French beans. See what I mean about the tiny ones? So I need those out, otherwise they'll be growing in the raised bed next year. And there's quite a few there. I'm still finding them. I wouldn't have thought it possible really that there'd be so many individual potatoes, but there are. As I said, I'm going to have to get on my knees because my back's beginning to ache. Been bent over for too long. And on we go. Could be here some time. Another tiny one there, but that's all it needs. Pea-sized, and I will spread it around on the surface of the raised bed. Another one there, just to make sure I've not left anything behind, which you can guarantee that you will. That's just about it, I think. Even the really tiny ones. Right, so if you've not fallen asleep by now, you're just about done. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, that's a seed potato as well. Not much of that one left. Wait a minute, there's another one. Just when you think you've done. Right, I think we'll call it a day at that. And this is the finished result. I can't barely pick up the tray, it's that heavy. You can see the size of my hand and you can see what's in there. And I'm going to weigh them when I get home. I've not got the scales on me, but I bet there's £5 or £6 there. I'd be surprised if there were any less, but there's a lot. Oh, I'll pop it up here on the table. As you can see, it's not bad, is it? That looks like a seed. No, maybe not. I think I put 3 seed potatoes in, and I removed 2 that still had the shape, and that one that I just showed you, the flat one. So that's just the colour of it. But it's quite a lot there. Really pleased about that, and they taste really nice as well. A little bit nutty. So I'll show you later when I weigh them. So off to the bed now. Tidy that up. I might show you the elephant garlic as well, because there's some nice specimens that I took up. Catch you in a minute. And here we are in the stable, and you can see that the elephant garlic's having a rest on the seat. It's quite dark in here, so I'm not quite certain how the camera's going to react, but I've got some over here as well. The last few overwintering onions are drying out there. This is one of the trestle tables from inside the greenhouses, and I brought it in here because it's somewhere to dry things off, but I also keep all my seed and my slug pellets and what have you at the back. My liquid feed, liquid fish from Mick Poltney at the back there. A little bit of mycorrhizal fungi left over. But this is the elephant garlic, and the tops were showing a bit of rust, so they came up, but they're not bad. They're a decent size. Smells nice. Smells lovely. And this is the biggest one. Look at that one. Never seen anything like it. It's absolutely massive. I think there's about 6 cloves in there. That's where it gets its name from. Elephant garlic. 28 plants. It's only the second year that I've grown them, and as you can see from the tops, they're sort of dying back a little bit now, but you can see the colour, the rusty colour. I probably should have taken them up earlier, but I'm hoping that the cloves will be okay. A little bit soft. Well, they're quite soft actually on the necks. Last year they were very, very stiff, but I think the cloves will be okay. They'll dry out, and I'll cut off the tops, and we'll allow them to dry. And we should have plenty to eat and enough left over to replant. So that's the elephant garlic. I'm going to go and put the spent compost on the raised bed now, and if I get time, it's already 8 o'clock in the evening, I might pop some more beans in. Catch you later. Well, you know what it's like when you've got an allotment, you never want to leave, and I looked at the other pots of potatoes. I had about 8 left, and a couple of them looked a bit bedraggled, so I thought, what the heck, I'll upend those as well, just to see what we've got. And so I've emptied 3 in total. One was the pink fir that you saw, and I've done a lady crystal and a sarpo mirror as well. And I've cleared out the rubbish, most of it anyway, from the compost, the spent compost, and I've layered it on top of the small raised bed where the elephant garlic was. I've not dug the bed, done a little bit of weeding, but just spread it out. It's about 2 inches thick, so there's probably about 80 litres of compost there. I did put a little bit of fish blood and bone underneath that as well. And these are the potatoes. We'll have a look in the bags. These are the pink fir that I showed you earlier when we did the reveal, and I think there's about 5 or 6 pounds there, I would think. Then I did a pot of lady crystal, and some of them are quite big, but there's quite a few nice smallish ones as well, and I think there's probably about £5 of those as well. And then thirdly, I did a pot of sarpo mirror. I didn't buy these, I just had a few seed potatoes left over. I just put 2 in. I think I actually showed you in an earlier update, so it didn't cost me anything, and they died back early again this year like last year, but there's still some decent sized ones, but they'll do for roast potatoes, and I'm guessing there's about £5 there as well. So all in all, I think from the 3 bags, I'm guessing I'll have about 15 pounds. I'm going to shoot home now, and I'll weigh them, and then we'll see what we've got. But I'm guessing about 15. See you in a minute. Hi, I'm home now, back at the weigh-in, and I've got my scales, and we're going to start with the pink fir apple. Let's get them on that, and we'll see what weight we've got once it stops spinning. And I forgot that. It's going to twist back in a minute, but we're on 6¼ pounds, so that's pretty much what I expected. I'm going to put all 3 bags on the scales now, and we'll see how close to the 15 pounds I estimated. So I'll come back in a sec with all 3 on. Right, so that's all 3 bags on the scales, and the reading is just shy of 17½ pounds. And I've had to ask my wife to hold the scales while I video it, because it was just too heavy. I tried about 5 times, it was too heavy. So out again as usual, to the tune of about 2½ pounds. My wife's getting tired now, so I'll let her put down. Alright, cheers, catch you later. Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Saturday the 8th of July. It's mid-morning. This will be the last clip going onto this upload. I've just cleared out the Monge 2 that were in the ground on the second allotment, and I've turned over the soil, cleared out all the rubbish that was in it, and the rubbish is in the wheelbarrow ready to be discarded. I've raked in some 6X fertiliser, a couple of handfuls per square yard or so, so probably about 10 handfuls I would say here, in a broad drill that's about 10 foot long. It's about 15-inch wide, so what I'm going to do now is broadcast some beans. I'll show you what they look like, how many I put in, and then we'll cover them up, get them watered in, and then straight away I'm going to cover them with the 2 cloches that are at the side on an existing drill of beans. The same beans, they're the Stanley French dwarf beans, and you can see the bursting out of the cloche of the original drill, so that's going to come off, and we'll get this covered up straight away. So because there are a few rabbits kicking about, and they've multiplied on the site over this last year, so if one gets in, we want to make sure that the tips are safe. So I'll get them broadcast, and then you'll see how many I've put in. And these are the beans that are going in. They're from Mole Seeds. I mentioned them in an earlier update, and it cost me £11 for a kilogram of beans, and a kilogram is a lot. It's probably about, well, easily 20-25 times as many as you get in a packet from the garden centre. And that packet at the garden centre might cost you £2.50, £3. So well worth the money, I think. I've done 3 broad drills so far. This is the 4th one, and I'm planning to do a 5th one as well. I sold my beans up until probably the 2nd or 3rd week in July. They are a little bit later to mature and to crop, probably the back end of September, but it is nice at the end of the season to have some fresh beans. So I'll get those put in now. And as you can see, I'm putting plenty in. There's no shortage of beans, just broadcasting them, and that's the beauty about buying them in bulk. You can be confident that you've got enough. If you get a big lump of soil or manure or something like that on top when you cover them up, you might get the odd bean that doesn't come through, so you're putting plenty in. They nearly all germinate, to be honest, but the more you've got in there the better. If you happen to have the tips eaten out by rabbits or something like that, or the young plants tugged out, you've got plenty growing on. So I'll get these finished, and then I'll show you when I'm done. They're all in now, and that's the equivalent of about 3 packets, I would say, from the garden centre. And I've still got about half a bag left, about £1. So there'll be enough to do possibly another 1 or 2 drills, and possibly even to have enough for next year. But I will be taking my own seed from any bean pods that are left on to dry. So I'll get these covered up now with soil, and then I'll get the cloche on. I'm done. The cloches are on now. I've still to water, and you can see this is virtually exactly the same drill, broadcast in the same way, and this was done probably about 6 weeks ago, something like that. And just taking them off in time, because you can see on this one it won't be long before the flowers are forming. So they're a little bit squashed, the bean plants, but they'll burst back into life, I think, and straighten up a little bit. So that's it for this update. Thank you very much for watching and subscribing. I've loads to do this weekend, but that'll have to be for another update. There's a lot of weeding to do and quite a bit of planting out as well. I want to do some purple top Milan, put out my second batch of kohlrabi, get some more beans in, and as I say, weed as well. There's lots of weeding to do. So on that note, I'll leave you. Have a lovely weekend, enjoy the sun while it lasts, and I'll catch you later. Take care, all the best.